Welcome back, everybody, to the final Caravan of Garbage, where we're talking about video games because there'll be a different subject next week.
Video game movies.
Video game movies, yes, specifically. We left the last one open for community voting, etc.
That's right.
And everybody voted for this. I wasn't expecting this. I thought we were going to be doing like that Street Fighter sequel.
Oh, yep, yeah, famously bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we can save it for next time.
We'll save it for next time.
We'll just slog our way through this.
Yep.
And then we never have to talk about it again.
I agree.
Yeah.
Please leave a like on this video. Look, Mason.
Yes.
Look.
Yes.
I watched this and Wing Commander back to back.
Me too.
I'm not saying this is good.
Uh-huh.
I don't really think it is, but it felt easier to consume.
That's terrific. Okay, they should put that on the box.
Yeah.
If we're still doing physical media, easier to consume than Wing Commander.
You can choke it down a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you won't gag. So look,
Based on the very famous, very
beloved,
high, strong selling video game.
they're
franchise.
all good. I've even played the PS Vita version
Wow.
of Uncharted. Mason, it's still a big adventure. Okay. Don't you worry about it. It's probably on par with the first Uncharted game.
Okay. Now, this is a big adventure in theory.
Yeah.
It's got a strong start in theory.
Oh.
Now, what I'm saying is, so having not played the games really, my understanding is they've taken sort of snippets of the action sequences from some of the games,
Correct.
not necessarily in the order that they got released in.
No.
And so this starts again strongly in theory with a sequence where Nathan Drake, little Tom Holland, looking like a big grown-up man, he wakes up and then he looks around and he realizes that he is in fact...
He's in an Uncharted movie.
He's in an Uncharted movie. He signed the contract, then he blacked out. He was already in the Sony building, and they're like, "Yeah, we got you for another thing." And then he wakes up and he realizes, oh no, he's hanging off the back of a plane or whatever, or he's falling through the sky or whatever. Which again is from Uncharted.
It's from 3, yeah.
Thank you, Uncharted.
Most
3.
of the games start like that. They'll do a cold open. Like the second one has the train,
right?
And then you snap back earlier, and then you build your way back up to it. Yeah.
Classic narrative structure.
Agreed.
The problem here, and this would be an exciting action sequence, if it looked like Tom Holland or anyone in this was ever in any real danger or, in fact, in the air at all.
Well, Tom Holland said this was the hardest action sequence he ever had to film.
Because he jumped out of a plane?
He jumped out of a plane, not for real. But also, because he's not Spider-Man, you have to do a lot of it yourself. Unless you use face replacement.
Right.
But it's him, like, leaping about. Anybody can be Spider-Man. I could be Spider-Man, Mason. It could be me under the mask. I could be Miles Morales. That's the beauty of Spider-Man. I could be teen Miles Morales.
I don't know, man.
Don't I have the confident swagger of
but you got those lumpy ankles that would immediately out you as not being that real actor. But it's covered in that digital fog.
I know.
Everybody's just having regular conversations like they're just standing next to each other, which they would have been, or lying down on a big green box. It's like, just throw some guy out of a plane. What happened to Stuntmen?
Wow, what did happen to Stuntmen? Get back to work.
Yeah. Remember the Indiana Jones movies where they're in planes, in various planes?
Mason.
Not the last one. They're in various planes, but it's not.
Don't worry about that. Don't look at that.
Don't worry, don't reference Indiana Jones movies.
No, you can reference it,
Okay.
but don't look at that one.
Don't look at the last one, no.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, a lot of the story stuff and character stuff are taken from games 3 and 4, which is a weird place to start because this is sort of an Uncharted prequel.
But I guess I would say also, the people who would potentially be watching this movie are maybe, the first two are kind of old and they don't want people to go back that
But
far.
I think then there's room to kind of reinvent some stuff, and I think there is some new stuff in here that does work that we will talk about.
Okay.
But yeah, if you look at like the plane sequences from 3, there's an auction heist in one of the later games. The pirate stuff is from 3 also, I believe. Him having a brother and their...
Does he have a brother?
Yeah, man. Their little adventures.
Is that what he was referring to when he mentioned him every single time as my brother Sam?
Wait, you know my brother Sam? This is my brother Sam. Do this with my brother Sam. My brother Sam!
Who's dead or alive?
I was going to do this adventure with my brother Sam. Yeah, we know, man.
Yeah.
We know he's your brother. Just say Sam.
I love my brother Sam. He sent me postcards.
From context, we know who it is.
He tells me secrets. He sends me secrets.
Yeah.
My brother Sam. I'll do an Uncharted puzzle.
And then when they're kids, you can't just let them take him away just because he tried to steal an irreplaceable historical artifact out of a museum. Yeah, I mean, that's a small crime, isn't it?
Yeah, small crime for small men.
It seems like the equivalent of stealing some food out of a supermarket or whatever. I'm going to steal this map. It's important. Nah, throw away the key, I say.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Now, Mason, we've done an incredible cold open just now. Do you mind if I take it back like an Uncharted game or movie would to how we got here?
As long as it looks like we're never there at all. Use those PNGs from that photo shoot we did like 10 years ago.
I won't use
We'll just
them.
have them here and they'll just be moving back and forth.
Ben and Lawrence will be using
That's
those
great.
PNGs.
That's
Yeah,
terrific.
yeah,
That's good.
So David O. Russell originally signed on to write and direct this in 2010.
Famously a bad man, I
Famously a bad man, shouting about doing some crook stuff.
think. Getting in a fight with George Clooney.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not what George Clooney's for. George Clooney's for being subjected to a prank or whatever.
Yeah.
George Clooney's always putting, plastic over the toilet or whatever.
Yeah.
So you go to pee and the pee gets everywhere.
And he's always like, I'm so sorry for Batman. Well, why'd you come back, George Clooney? You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
We hate George Clooney here. Do we?
No, I like George
Yeah,
Clooney.
he seems all right.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
so the original plan was to have Mark Wahlberg play Nathan Drake.
Okay.
Because they worked together recently on The Fighter. Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci were eyed to play Drake's father and uncle. That's a pretty decent outing, I guess.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg eventually aged out of the role, but not really. He could have still played Nathan Drake here, I
think
guess.
so.
Yeah.
He looks good in a cycling top or
He
whatever.
certainly does look good in a cycling top. So from there, David O. Russell left, and then Neil Berger came on board, and he left, and Seth Gordon.
Sorry, Neil Berger.
Neil Berger. He did Limitless and The Illusionist. Remember where
Okay.
Edward Norton was like, perhaps I'll do some magic on you.
Okay. He did Limitless but not Infinite. That's interesting. Maybe he did do Infinite.
Which one's Infinite?
Infinite's
Oh, the Mark
the
Wahlberg one.
Wahlberg's and he's a Highlander.
He did Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant,
Okay, sure.
which might be 3 or 2 movies. I don't know how many that is.
Sure.
Yeah. Seth Gordon left. Dan Trachtenberg left. Sean Levy left. Travis.
He did a Levy.
Yes.
Sean Levy did one of his famous Levies.
Travis Knight, who directed Bumblebee, was initially signed on to direct. So they all dropped out for various reasons, including creativity and also scheduling. Naughty Dog also approached Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Now, to be clear, Naughty Dog is the production studio of the game,
yes,
not
yes.
just simply a Naughty Dog.
They said several times to them, can you do this? And they said, no, it would just be another Indiana Jones movie, which I guess is not wrong.
I mean, it is true, because this is not just another Indiana Jones movie. It's
Yeah.
worse
Than some of them.
than some of them.
So this is also the first PlayStation Productions movie. This was
Okay.
then followed by Gran Turismo, and of course we've had the Last of Us TV series, also Naughty Dog and Twisted Metal. So people were looking for more of a Nathan Fillion type. He even did a fan film a few years ago
That's
where
right.
people went, wow, look how good Nathan Fillion looks. Not only as the Rookie, your favourite show, but also in a Henley.
Sure. Now, because you need a guy who's suave and handsome, but he can also go woo 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 woo.
Yeah,
you know,
and
that's
he's
Nathan
the
Fillion.
king of that.
That's his role to a T. You know.
Well, you know who also thinks they're the king of that?
Who's that?
Zachary Levi. He tweeted at Nathan Fillion after that came out and said, I'm only tweeting this out because you're my friend.
Stay away from Uncharted. I'm gonna be Uncharted.
And this is a really well-made fan film that said, I will fight you to play Nathan Drake in an Uncharted movie. Brass knuckles and all.
Wow.
Seems harsh. But anyway, we got Tom Holland. And look, I don't think it's a terrible choice, especially if you are basing this on a younger Nathan Drake.
Did you like the moment where it transitions from very, very young Nathan Drake to Tom Holland Nathan Drake?
Yeah.
You're like, it's about the
It's
same.
about the same, yeah. Even
Yeah.
though Tom Holland was a man in his mid-20s and whenever this came out.
Yes, I mean, the idea being this, obviously, if this was a huge hit, he would continue to
He'd
age
grow
into-
a beard.
to the role.
He'd grow and he'd be like 6'2". He'd continue to grow.
See, look, this is as old as Tom Holland is ever going to look. He's always going to look like kind of a young guy.
Is he going to kind of Ralph Macchio it?
Yeah,
Is it?
that's Ralph Macchio is exactly who I was thinking of.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
the other guy, you know the guy?
Pat Morita?
No, the other guy.
Nathan Lane?
No, the Princess Bride guy.
Carrie Elwes?
No, the little kid.
Oh, Andre the Giant.
No.
Fred Savage.
Thank you. Just a man who was always going to look like a young man.
Yeah.
He's never going to look like Nathan Drake. It's never going to happen.
What if
He's
they-
a handsome man. He's delightful.
Yeah,
He can move. He can do a dance.
He's doing an
He's
umbrella.
talented. He's a funny guy, but he's never going to look like Nathan Drake.
Okay, and I don't think that's
Which
necessarily
I
a
don't
bad
care
thing.
about because I've not played those games.
But also, he got here because he went to Sony and pitched a young James Bond movie, and they were like, we fucking hate this. But
Okay.
why don't you be Young Charted? And so he
Young-Charted.
did. He was Young Charted. I would also say that he doesn't have the worst chemistry with Mark Wahlberg, but also they're both Nathan Drake.
I see. Yeah.
Like, Mark Wahlberg doesn't look like Sully. Well, he does sort of at the end. He doesn't sound like him.
Well, abracadabra cadabra.
All right, we're making some progress. Let's go.
He's sort of... There's elements of the game that kind of come over.
Okay.
Where they're like Sully-esque kind of things, but
I mean, I would say this movie
I don't know.
suffers with it in the same manner that a lot of these kind of modern action movies suffer, which is that the comedy from each of the characters isn't based on their personalities. It's just that everybody has to be the quippy guy.
Yeah.
You know, you see an MCU Avengers Infinity War scene and everybody's just the quippy guy. You know what I mean?
Whippity-doo.
They're all whipping
Whippity-blue.
Exactly.
Quick,
that's
grab
right.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Whippity-dee. I'm writing the new Avengers movie. I
Okay.
don't know if you know that.
Okay, that's...
Quick, grab that.
a
I
good-
got it. Oh, no, I dropped it.
Wow.
It's shooting a laser. Quick, roll. What do you think?
They were all good quips, I thought.
But just him going up to Tom Holland and being like, hey, Tom Holland, come and do an Uncharted with me. It's like, I don't know, Mark Wahlberg, who is a crook bloke. But, you know,
Look, I'm sure you have some notes on all the crook things he does.
I really don't.
There's a point where they're doing the museum heist.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg's, his plan was to reverse his jacket so it looks like he's museum staff.
Yep.
And then he's got to steal this cross and he's going to take it with him. And then the main villain's henchman, who's this psychotic woman, is going to get the cross from him. And he tricks the other museum staff into thinking that she's, she's more trouble than he is. And then he leaves. And then she just kills them all with a knife.
Yeah, with a knife.
He knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, he
And he's
did.
like, I'm fine with that, actually.
Yeah.
None of those guys are like hardened criminals. They're museum staff.
No.
They go, oh, yeah, restrooms are over there.
Yeah.
And the gift shop's over there. Oh, I'm being stabbed to death now. Crook.
Yeah, it
He's
is
a
cool.
bad guy.
Do you think he demanded that scene was in it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do like her though. Tati Gabrielle as Braddock, I think is good. I think
Good
she's a
work,
good
yeah.
villain, and she also takes over from Antonio Banderas, who has a almost bloodless death in this because it's a PG-esque movie.
He gets his throat slit by
Yep.
that insane henchwoman.
Yeah,
And then there's no blood. And then later, they cut back to it so that Sully and Nathan Drake can get a big squiz of it.
yeah.
And he's been on the ground for like minutes.
Yeah.
And there's still no blood. They dwell on it in close up. It's crazy.
Maybe he's dry because he's in the desert.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's one of the things from the game. You can be dry in the desert in those games often.
Okay.
Stumbling around. Do you know Antonio Banderas? We talked about this when we talked about his Zorro movies, incredible movies, by the way. Remember when he said that Tom Holland should be the next Zorro?
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to see that? I mean, Anthony Hopkins was Don Diego de la Vega, and he's
It's
Welsh
true,
or whatever.
actually,
So, I
yeah.
don't know. I think it's possible and they should do it.
You're saying Brits are the new Spaniards?
That's what I'm saying and will always say.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I do like in this also? Because
Who's
there
that?
is that dynamic. I think Sophie Taylor-Ali as Chloe Fraser is good. She's American as well, and I think that's a pretty good accent, whatever it is she's doing.
Yeah, that accent of...
He's Sam's brother, isn't he?
Because I initially was like, is this an Australian trying to do an American accent and then giving up some of the time? But then no, it's an American doing
It's okay.
some kind of accent.
I think it's okay.
Is it supposed to be Australian?
She's Australian in the games, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that checks out.
It checks out. All boxes ticked. Anyways, this has some classic Uncharted moments.
Okay.
Like the bit where they have to do a big puzzle.
sure.
And then the bad guys follow and go, yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah,
Or
so
whatever.
there's a lot of like kind of puzzles where you're like got to find the button and push the button, and it's like, are you seriously saying nobody just accidentally pushed that button in the last 500 years?
That's right.
If you're working that Papa John's long enough, you just be like, I'm gonna push that, see what happens.
Well, you gotta have the key.
Yeah,
You gotta have
yeah.
the key, Mason.
Right.
Well, isn't the Papa John's, that's a famous segment that you like and want to talk about.
Literally in a Papa John's right now.
That product placement
I don't.
that happens.
No, I
It's
don't.
good.
Do you have any facts about it or anything?
Well, you said this last week, but there really is one there.
Yeah.
Not there specifically, but in that wherever they are, Spain. I don't fucking know.
It is Spain, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good to have an action sequence in a Papa John's. It's not the worst thing Mark Wahlberg has ever done. Will you at least hand it that?
Yes, he's done worse things. I will hand it that, yes. Oh, I had a thought about Chloe, if you want to.
Yeah, let's. I'll put this earlier.
Yeah. When we first meet that character,
This will be a flashback.
yeah, in Barcelona, they're having this conversation, and then Wahlberg's like, "What? You still got the cross on you? Did she take the cross?" He's like, "You let her take the cross. So did you, idiot. You knew that she was going to do that, and you just let it happen, and then there has to be a chase sequence."
Yeah, it's gotta
I guess
be.
that's why he did it, because he was like, well, now we can do a chase sequence.
Yeah, we can run around the roof.
But I mean, come on.
You don't want to see some parkour?
No.
That's some classic Uncharted
I want to
action.
see people be sensible.
Yep.
I want him to man...
You want movie characters to never make a mistake,
That's
Mason?
exactly right. I want Sully to physically move Nathan Drake to the other side of him, and then to point at Chloe and go, don't steal that cross.
Don't do it.
Don't steal the cross. Be sensible. We're all about being sensible here.
I think even though it doesn't look super real a lot of the time, I think the pirate ship flying stuff is pretty fun.
That's fun. It's a fun idea.
And it's
that
new.
The producers... No, it isn't. It's in the movie, isn't it? Isn't
No,
it in
it's
the
new
games?
for this. There is
it?
pirate ship stuff, and I don't
Okay.
think this happens.
Well, then credit to this movie.
Unless
finally.
it is in the games. There is pirate stuff, but they don't
Uh-huh.
do this.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And probably my favorite bit from that sequence, aside from all the ropes being completely intact and you can swing about or whatever, is that when he gets his signature gun holsters and the music plays. And it all looks like a video game, and if you're into video games, that's good. sometimes video games, and I don't know whether...
I'm not into video games. I'm into movies. That's why I watch movies.
Okay, well, that's interesting, but I've seen you play video games, and you often are playing video games. But don't you think often, if you're just replicating things from a video game into a movie, it's better to just play the video game? And often, an adaptation of something is not as good as what it was in a video game. Like, for example, like Wing Commander is a good example of that.
Sure. Or
Street Fighter.
The movie Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted, that's a good example. There's probably some exceptions. I think The Last of Us deviates enough to make it an interesting season 1 at least. I don't know, I just think...
James, this is very interesting discourse. Which makes me think you got ChatGPT to write it.
Yeah, I said video game movies, what's
up with that?
What's up with that?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Any thoughts, ChatGPT?
Oh, man. But there is a post-credits in this. Oh, they lose all the gold, because that's often how Uncharted goes.
Yeah,
You win a little bit, but you don't become a billionaire, because the next game is just like, I'm a billionaire.
Uncharted investing in the stock market.
That's right.
Uncharted, billionaire's disease. I'm just going to get more money. I'm not going to do it by finding artifacts anymore. I'm going to do it by exploiting the workers.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Did you love the post-credits in this, though? Sully turns up, and he's got a mustache.
Like in the games, I
Yep,
assume.
and he's wearing a shirt, and Tom Holland's like, he throws him a cigar, and he has a cigar in the games often.
Ah, classic.
And it just leads into that sequel we're definitely going to get. But before we talk to that, let's trivia charted.
Okay.
This is a trivia section of the show where I bring trivia to you.
I said okay.
Yeah. Okay. You saw Nolan North's in this.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's
like,
on the
oh,
beach.
that happened to me. I fell out of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Love him. Big fan.
Yeah.
Unless he does a crook thing, in which case we never like
That's
him.
right. That's also a fun thing to just say to anybody you're having a conversation with when they reveal a poignant truth about themselves. Just go, yeah, that happened to me actually as well.
Yeah.
But actually better. Or worse, or more intensely.
Yeah.
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 Grow up. Get over yourself. Honestly.
So when Nathan Drake puts on the gun holsters, the music plays from the game. Did I already say that?
You did say that. How does it go? How's the music go? It's awful. It's awful music.
When I do it.
No, just generally.
No, it's good in the games. It's stirring.
Somebody playing a trumpet under a blanket.
That's not what I was going for. I was trying to do the whole cinematic score.
I see.
I guess I'll work on it.
Yeah, you should.
As Nathan Drake, young Uncharted, arrives at his bartending job, a neon sign on the wall reads, "Kitty got wet," which is a phrase used by Nathan Drake in the video game series when he dispatches an enemy.
All right.
Kitty got wet.
Does he also say "oh crap" a lot in the...
Yeah.
Crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
Crap.
Oh, crap.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
because that seems like they really tried to push that as a catchphrase.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know Ruben Fleischer directed this? He directed the first Venom movie in Zombieland, and Now You Three Me.
That's
and
great.
others.
That's actually great.
Isn't it just?
That's great for him.
I don't think I mentioned that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something I didn't mention. My favorite when they're doing the big puzzle. You can put this in as a flashback. Also.
Yeah, put it back in.
When they're figuring out the puzzle there. What you have to do is the security system that the ancient Mayans or whatever have put, or the pirates or whatever.
I remember.
Is that if you turn the keys the wrong way, you got two keys. It's a 2-key system. When you kneel down,
Yeah.
it fires 2 killer darts above your head.
Yeah.
Good system.
Well, I think it just knew Mark Wahlberg was there.
Oh,
it's
and it
like,
was-
now's
yeah.
my chance to kill Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, right.
Notoriously bad guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that supposed to kill? Is all I'm saying. Or did people
Yeah.
back in the day turn keys with their feet?
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
We don't know what the Spanish were up to, or whoever made those keys,
That's true.
and so on.
Those Aztecs or pirates or whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not going to be in the trivia section.
I
Any
didn't
of
think
that.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because why would it be?
Yeah.
I got another Zachary Levi situation. You ready for this?
Great.
Yeah.
Another Zachary Levi debacle, as we call them.
He said, apparently Tom Holland is attached to be Nathan Drake, a young version of Nathan Drake. He's a very talented and upstanding gentleman, so I wish him nothing but luck. But if that doesn't work out, I would love to be a Nathan Drake. I mean, he could play Uncharted as well, but he's a boy. He's good at playing
Absolutely.
a boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he could play the boy version and the man version. Because he's obsessed with being a boy who's a man. Who's a boy, then a man.
Recently, he broke that unbreakable boy or whatever happened in that movie. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got loaded down with purple crayons and he just snapped in half.
This is also the first outing of Nathan Drake where we see him bare-chested.
All right.
You say, hell yeah.
Oh.
No, you say hell yeah.
No, it's good. I mean,
And I'll
good on
edit
him.
this out, and you say hell yeah.
No, it's good on him. He's got the abs. Good work.
He's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the box office for this on a budget of $120 million, it made 407.1.
That's a big hit.
Bit of a hit, yes, but Tom Holland said of this movie, I think there are elements of my performance in Uncharted where I kind of fell under that spell of being, I want to look good now. I want this to be my cool moment. You loving this voice?
Oh, hell yeah.
I know you do it better, but you could do it. Do you want to do it?
Nah.
Okay. I had to play this very tough, very stoic guy, basically be Mark Wahlberg. My character's supposed to be a fucking action hero in this moment.
All right, language, little Tom Holland. God.
Holland also said that he hadn't seen the movie, so he can't be sure if any of that paid off.
Okay.
But, you know, he looked pretty cool, I guess. He had a Henley and he was hanging around.
Sure, he got that holster and they played that trumpet under a blanket, which you like so much. It's your favourite moment.
It's good, Mason.
Uh-huh.
Tom Holland, of course, went straight from this into Spider-Man, 3 Spider-Mans.
I see.
He said he found it hard to go back to Peter Parker after playing such a cool character and then playing someone like Peter Parker.
Such a nerd.
Who's a fucking dork.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right, yeah. Oh, science books. Oh, I dropped my science books. Get over yourself. Grow up.
Grow up.
God.
So yeah, again, this is a PlayStation Productions movie, and if you thought that was the end of PlayStation Productions, you're
did.
wrong, Mason.
Oh.
They got Until Dawn coming out. There's another Resident Evil reboot. Apparently they're working on a Days Gone, a Ghost of Tsushima, a Gravity Rush, a Helldivers, Horizon Zero Dawn, and an untitled Uncharted sequel.
What?
Which I don't think we're ever going to see. Not with Tom Holland, at least.
Maybe Zachary Levi.
Maybe.
Yeah.
As long as he plays the boy and the man version.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hat with the propeller on it.
Yep.
Big lollipop.
Running around.
Yeah.
He's sticky.
He's sticky. He's stealing from the candy shop.
Yeah.
He's a little boy.
Anyway, so that concludes our Some Video Game Movies
That's right.
series.
That was some video game movies.
We're going to come back and do some more another time because we've missed a bunch of them, obviously. And, you know, we'll do...
Have we missed all the good ones? Is that why all these were bad?
Name some good ones, and I'll tell you whether we missed them.
I don't know. Some of the Sonic movies, all right?
Yeah, Mason, we can do the Sonic trilogy. Is that what you want to do?
Not really, no. No.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
I won't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyways, do you want to know what we're doing next week? Here's
Yes.
a hint.
Matt Damon.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
We're doing all the Jason Bourne movies.
Ooh.
Even the one he isn't in.
Even Adjacent Bourne.
That's
with
right.
Jeremy Renner.
That's right.
My goodness.
Because there's a new Mission Impossible, and I'm like, what's spy stuff? Jason Bourne. That's
Nice.
spy stuff. That's
Yeah.
memory stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe he's coming back.
Well, we'll talk about it.
All right.
If you don't want to see that video early, guess what?
What?
You can actually head over to bigsandwich.co, where in addition to early videos, there's video game Let's Plays, there's movie commentaries, there's bonus podcasts. Also our podcast called The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That comes out there early on Sunday as opposed to Monday. It's all ad-free.
Wow.
Also, if you do want to check out that podcast, we do the movie of the week and we talk all the Hollywood news of what's happening. So that's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on its own YouTube channel. If you do want to check it out, that would be much appreciated. And if you sign up for Big Sandwich, it helps keep this ad-free in terms of getting sponsors or whatever, you know?
Oh, I know.
Oh, he knows.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Grab that jam, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.